What's going on, guys? Eternal Wind back with another episode of Brutally Honest, and this very well may be the last one for Ghost of Tsushima. We're going to cover the Hunter today on Brutally Honest, so let's get right into it. This is, without a doubt, in my eyes, the best character in the game, hands down. Once you get the Skipping Stone, and even without it, you know, there are Weightless Spirit Hunters now. After the Weightless Spirit got its buff, but God, especially with the Skipping Stone bow. The things that this character can do are just absolutely disgusting. The amount of damage that this character can pump out with or without Injos. Being able to run Injos very effectively with Blessed Arrows. The benefits of Spirit Kunai when you're using Explosive Arrow. The ability to reload cancel while you're in your Smoke Bomb. There are just so many things that this character excels at. And yeah, without a doubt, best character in the game. There's a reason why most speedrunners, as well as Nightmare soloists, run the Hunter. I mean, obviously you can do it on any character. That's been proven. But this character really shines at that. This thing is just stupid. This character is, you know, when you have stuff like Roaring Flame on the Ronin, and then you have Explosive Arrow on the Hunter, how this shit has not been nerfed, I will never know. And at this point in the game, it doesn't look like it ever will be, so that's great for all the people out there who love the Hunter. But this character, guys, it's funny. This is my favorite character in the game, yet it's my lowest ranked. I just find a lot of the things in terms of survival just too easy with the Hunter, and compared to, you know, other characters, other classes. Strongest ultimate in the game, strongest class ability in the game, the ability to be supportive while still dealing damage through foul and blessed arrows. It's just disgusting. I mean, this character, with its class-specific perks and properties for the charms, guys, they went all out for this character, and there's a reason why. I remember when the game first came out, absolutely no one played this character until somebody found the Skipping Stone bow. You would never see Hunters, ever. And if you saw a Hunter, more than likely, the whole fucking team left. Nobody wanted a Hunter on the team until people started seeing what the Skipping Stone bow was capable of with their ultimate. Once built correctly, and then add Hunter ability radius for the explosive arrow, you don't even need status effect damage on this character through gear for it to be amazing, because she has it in her technique tree. Easily the best character, best class in the game. So as far as gear, I think the Skipping Stone bow, personally for me, is the best thing that you can run on this character. I mean, obviously you can run, you know, the Weightless Spirit or even Sugaru's Sight if you want to. Not that I recommend that at all. But when you get down to the Charm, and you get Hunter ability radius, this thing, which increases the radius of Staggering Arrow and Explosive Arrow, it's like the Toxic Vanish radius, obviously, but it does 50 million times more damage, right? Like, it's just stupid. And then when you stack ultimate damage twice on this character, the ultimate with the Skipping Stone bow, when you have All-Seeing Eye, hits 10 people. No other class in the game can even come close to that when you run the Skipping Stone bow. And All-Seeing Eye. Just ridiculous, stupid amounts of damage. Great utility. I cannot say enough positive things about this character. Blessed Arrows, being able to heal yourself and your allies when you get a headshot. I mean, you can run into a group of enemies if you're low health and your enemies are right on top of your teammates as well. Ult right on top of them and heal the shit out of yourself and all your teammates. Because those you know, you're gonna at least get 5 headshots if you're running again All-Seeing Eye and Skipping Stone bow. So that's 5 heals. You know, if they're spaced out correctly. And then you just add foul arrows for an even more disgusting amount of support. Being able to apply weaken on headshots, they really gave the hunter some of the best perks and properties specialized for her. More so than most of the classes in the game, I think. I mean, obviously, like, you know, Chain Vanish, Toxic Vanish Radius for the Assassin, stuff like that. Not that many people run it or like it, but I love the Healing Spirit Bear for the Ronin. I think Blessed Strikes is about the only decent one for the Samurai, but man, this thing is just absolutely disgusting. And then probably utilizes the Smoke Bomb more than any other character with the ability to reload cancel. Being able to build your ultimate super quick, still dealing decent damage with reload cancel. Being able to apply weaken while doing it. Being able to heal while doing it. Just disgusting. And then throw Spirit Kunai on there when you're running an explosive arrow and literally nuke an entire friggin' wave. Wait for a couple of people to die. You start chunking out Spirit Kunai left and right, and all of a sudden you literally have explosive arrow back after you've just used it 5 seconds earlier. Like it's ridiculous. So I have a Chitsune, obviously phenomenal. I don't think it's great with only being able to hit 3 targets. At least if you're running the Skipping Stone, you can hit 6. If you're not using All-Seeing Eye for whatever reason. But again, best ultimate in the game. I think Staggering Arrow is underrated. It's amazing in terms of utility. For whatever reason, if you hit an enemy with it, it sets them on fire, which is great, you know, especially if you're running stats effect damage. Down in perk 2, like I am, as you see here. But yeah, the utility for this being able to just stop everything. If you have Hunter ability radius and a monstrous AoE effect here to be able to just stop everything, reload cancel, get your ultimate, stop Tengus from attacking, stop, you know, those ridiculous auto-targeting, flipping Elder Oni Lord slams that are the bane of our existence in Nightmare Survival and Plat 7. Yeah, just great class ability, and I think it really is underused. Explosive Arrow, easily the strongest class ability in the entire game. Again, this thing can nuke entire waves. And don't do what you see in the background here, both for Staggering Arrow and Explosive Arrow. Don't shoot the ground, especially if you're running Skipping Stone, because that's another thing I failed to mention. If you're running Skipping Stone with the Explosive Arrow or the Staggering Arrow and you get a headshot, it's going to go off twice. Don't shoot the ground with either of these. Get a headshot on something. If you're running foul arrows, it's also going to weaken it so that that thing is going to take 25% more burning damage from either one of these, because both of these set the enemy that you shoot directly on fire. But yeah, this this class ability, man, I don't know what they were thinking with this. It's so freaking good. I mean, why would you even use anything other than those two, right? Like, Spirit Archer is trash. I can see the fun in it. It's nice to be able to pop it out if you're in like a Nightmare Survival or don't even use it for Plat 7. I'm not even gonna go there. But you have people that are spawning in like 3 miles away, and you summon your Spirit Archer after everything is dead right where you're at. The cool thing about it is that it will teleport just like an annoying ass Oni Archer and go over to where the enemies actually are, no matter where they are on the map, and start hitting them with those fire barrages. During Immunity Week, this isn't great because the fire arrows will not burn them, but they'll still take the impact damage. So it's not complete trash during Immunity Week, but that's about the only way that I could see somebody like reliably using this. I wish it was better. You can kind of couple it with Spirit Kunai to have more than one out at a time now, which I guess is nice, but you have no reliable way of breaking down those cooldowns like you would with a bunch of enemies burning from Explosive Arrow to utilize that Spirit Kunai. Now, Executioner, don't let people lie to you. This does not work with your ultimate. If this worked with your ultimate, this would be potentially a game changer. I would just run into right on top of a group of enemies every time I had my ultimate and use it like that if it did. But this does not work with your ultimate. Now, it does work while you're reload canceling, which is nice because it can boost your damage while you're reload canceling, because you're not maximizing your damage while doing that, right? But that's not really what it's designed to do. You're there to build resolve for your ultimate for this character, but it's nice. It works with those builds. Works really nice with Sugaru's sight, but that's about the only way I would go about using it these days. And with the ability to reload cancel, this is completely useless. Before I knew reload cancel existed, I did use this and I did like it a lot. 30 seconds is a really long time to be able to full draw that skipping stone bow and get the most amount of damage as fast as possible that you can out of it. I use this a lot. I kind of mess it, but it is what it is. Don't really need it with reload cancel existing. Hate these if you followed the channel at all. I do not like these decreased class ability cooldown skills for perk 1 for any of the classes. I think it's a waste on every single class. So that's my opinion and I'm sticking to it. Skip this shit. I love that they added legendary here because trying to equip a second legendary before this additional tree came out on the right side here was pretty troublesome, and a lot of people didn't do it, and for good reason. It just cripples your ultimate in 9 out of 10 scenarios, depending on what you're trying to do, so it's great that they added it here. Perk 2 resupply. Refill 30% of all ammo types. Consumes 1 resolve. Why? Why? Alright, so status effect damage. Easily, I think one of the best, if not the best, perk 2 for the hunter. It's basically Fire Master without having to have Fire Master. Throw Fire Master on there and it's 50%. But if you hit somebody with foul arrows with a fire arrow, then guess what? You're still going to get that 50% damage. So I typically will run status effect damage again on 9 out of 10 of my builds, depending on what I'm trying to do. Because it's absolutely phenomenal. Works with your fire arrows and it will work with your explosive arrow, which, like, that thing needs more damage. Piercing arrow, again, what else are you going to give the hunter, I guess, at this point, right? I don't think this is great either. I really wish that it would have allowed you to use piercing arrows without it becoming a new ammo type, right? Like, it's a new ammo type that you have to worry about. So when you're throwing munitions down, you go to pick up your ammo, guess what? You may get these over your fire arrow, and you don't really want these depending on the situation and the enemies that are running at you, right? If this made your regular arrows piercing, like shield piercing ammo for any of your bows for the perks, I think that would have been a lot more cool. Bow and Blade. Alright guys, this thing works a lot like Rising Tempo for the Samurai. And what it doesn't tell you is that you only have like 5 to 10 seconds to attack after you've either killed an enemy with your katana or your bow. It doesn't tell you that. Why? That's a good question, Sucker Punch. Because it's the exact same thing for Rising Tempo. If you do not get hit and you kill 10 enemies on the Samurai with Rising Tempo, and then sit there for 30 seconds, and then try to go and kill something again, guess what? Your damage is back to square one, even though you haven't been hit. I do not know why they added a timer on this, but this can really make your ultimate disgustingly strong. Using Moonmaster Cancel, it can be pretty easy, even on a hunter with no giant stacks of melee damage to be able to kill something with your katana. But with Moonmaster Cancel, you can easily get a kill through your katana and then ult. But the setup is kind of annoying, and sometimes you just don't have time, depending on when you're going to go to use your ultimate, to be able to kill an enemy with your katana first before ulting. Now, I do think this is a great skill for Heavenly Strike hunters, because obviously you're going to be able to pack a punch with the bow on the hunter and be able to get kills easily to make your Heavenly Strike do double damage, which is pretty sweet. I do have a build out there utilizing that, but it is very niche. Still, I think this would be a lot better if it didn't have a hidden timer on how long you get that bonus. On for pinpoint, I used to use this a lot, and I would just pepper people. Before I got like really good with the hunter and learned how to really use aim assist, I did use this a lot back when I was a scrub. It's not bad. It's just not great with the alternatives that we have now. But if you're struggling on the hunter, this can help you kind of learn the hunter while not being complete trash until you get to where you need to be with the hunter. Always aim for the head. Cough, cough, door. Alright, so All Seeing Eye. Again, I think this is one of the best perks, period. Not just for the hunter, but just in general because of that additional 2 targets while running the Skipping Stone bow. Makes it to where you now hit 10 targets while running this with your ultimate. Absolutely disgusting. You can completely clear out an entire wave depending on the enemies that are in there. I cannot recommend All Seeing Eye enough for hunters that want to do as much damage as humanly possible with their ultimate. Again, as stated earlier, I don't think Legendary here is a good pickup, especially on the hunter. All Seeing Eye, Pinpoint, and even Burning Gaze, which I gotta be honest, guys, I have not used this yet, and I may fuck around with it one time just because I never have. I have a really hard time getting away from All Seeing Eye. This with Fire Master and status effect damage and Foul Arrows would be really fun to mess around with. I think I actually will try to make a build based on that just to have another build to go to for the hunter outside of the explosive arrow and ult spam hunter. But alright guys, that's pretty much going to cover the hunter for what very well may be the last episode of Brutally Honest for Ghost of Tsushima, depending on what you guys want to see next. I've had some suggestions about maybe the maps, which I guess I could do. Just let me know if that's something that you guys would like to see. If you guys haven't checked out my last build video for Eternal's personal favorites, it was this one. This exact one. Highly recommend it. Monstrous amounts of damage, great utility, great support. Can pretty much do it all. And that's pretty much the hunter in a nutshell. That one sentence or paragraph I just said can pretty much do it all. But alright guys, that's going to be it for this episode of Brutally Honest. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to smash that like button and subscribe to stay up to date on all my content. I appreciate you guys coming out, and I'll catch you on the next one. Doses!